Hi Laura, welcome back to Yoga with Laurie. Duncan told me you might be ready for a longer session, so I thought I'd give you an hour session this time. And I'm going to do some of the similar exercises we did in the previous video, and on top of that I want to add some groundwork. So I'm hoping that groundwork will work with you. I'm going to recommend that you have obviously the chair, you have a towel for the back of the head, and a strap. So come into a comfortable seated position, sit towards the edge of the chair, and we'll just start with some ankle work, lifting the ankles and dropping the ankles, lifting the ball of the feet. Just working the ankle joints. Lift and lower. And as you do that, start to slow the breathing down, moving at the speed of the breath, lifting as you inhale the heels up, exhaling as you drop the heels and lift the balls of the feet up. And then come to stillness for a moment, close the eyes, relax the shoulders, roll the shoulders back and down, hold the shoulders back and down. Just notice how that feels. So give yourself a bit of time to just simply become aware of the environment, how you feel, and at any time that you'd like to stop the video and resume where we left off, you can. Also, there's two distinct parts. There's the part of the video where we're on the chair and the part where we're on the floor. You could treat them almost as two separate sessions if you like. So firstly, working on the hips, getting a little hip opening, open the hips out to the side, you create that nice 90-degree angle and bring them back. Out and back. Now, synchronize your breathing with this. Inhale as you open that knee out and exhale as you bring it back. Just waking up the hips, not too vigorous. As you open it up, just make sure that that knee and the toes align. You're trying to get this alignment of knees pointing in the same direction as the toes. This is really important for your balance, all right? Getting that knee. Often, and I'll just show you, demonstrate, often the foot is turned out and the knee is in. You see that? That reduces our surface area of the foot on the floor and creates an imbalance. All right? So open and close. Open, knee lines up, inhale, exhale, close, knee lines up with toes. Now, if you'd like a little core resistance here, bring that right hand to resist that leg opening and resist it closing. That way you create a little core strength from side to side. Just waking up the body, getting it strong, getting it ready. And let's try the other side. Open. I'm going to move that towel out of the way. And close. Rotate out. Rotate in. Out. And in. Add a little resistance so you can feel the core of the body working. Always good to strengthen the core. This helps our balance and our posture. Working with the breath, inhale as you open, exhale as you close. Now, I forget if we did this in the last video, but we're going to go into a major hip opening here. Open that right knee back out to the right and grab the seat with your hands. When you've grabbed the seat with your hands and you feel stable, I want you to take the left sit bone and take it off the chair. So only the right sit bone is on the chair. Right knee and right toes point straight ahead. Keep holding the chair. Now take this left leg back behind you. You see what I'm doing? I'm taking it back onto the ball of the foot, and you can see the heel is lifted. So we're going to strengthen up that hip flexor by pushing back through the heel and getting a big stretch through the hip flexor. Also the glutes are firing, and then relaxing that knee. So this is a big hip opening, pushing back through the heel and bending the knee. Push back and bend. So each time you push back with that heel, the leg straightens. You can see that leg straightening, and my hips keep facing square and bend. Now the next time you extend, pause and hold it. Square the shoulders and the hips. Right hand holds the chair. Left hand can reach up. This will add stretch sensation all through that left side of the body, lifting up. If you feel confident, take the right hand up so both hands are reaching up, and you're getting a big stretch here in the hips. For 3, 2, and release. Hands come down. Gently bend that knee and slowly bring the foot back, rotate on the chair, and come back to center. So there should be quite a distinct difference between the left leg and the right leg now after that work. Going to the opposite side to balance it out. Rotate that left knee out. Hold the hands on the chair for anchor points. Take the right sit bone so it's dangling in space. You can give yourself a little pat on the buttocks. Make sure that front knee and the front foot are lined up, and take the right leg back this time onto the ball of the foot. Now you might find in the beginning this is quite difficult, but if you persist over time, you'll find that you'll grow into these poses. And they're wonderful poses to grow into. Inhale, straightening the leg, feeling that hip flexor stretch, bend and push back. My shoulders and hips are facing in the same direction as the knee and the toes. Every now and then I'm going to turn towards the camera so I can address you. But you'll be just consistently lined up. The next time you extend, pause and hold. Float that right hand up. That adds more stretch sensation. And then the left hand. Breathing. Drop the hands, hold on to the chair, bend that back knee, foot comes forward, hold the chair as you slowly rotate back to center, and close the eyes for a moment. And just notice how you feel. And then we're going to come into the 6 directions of the spine. The first direction of the spine, bring the hands back behind the body and grab the back of the chair. Let the shoulders come back, open up the chest. Take 5 deep, slow breaths here. Feeling that back bend. So holding these stretches for about 30 seconds to a minute is going to be a really nice opening for the body. A really nice stretch across the chest here. The tailbone is lifting. I'm getting a nice arch in the back. Shoulder blades squeezing together. Now the opposite of that is to hold onto the chair, widen the knees apart, and bring the elbows down onto the thighs. Supporting my weight through the elbows onto the thighs, and then drop the head down, dropping the chin to the chest, and breathing. Now, Laura, as you get more and more confident with this, you can always drop the hands down to the floor, or if you have a block, resting your hands on a block so that you lean a little more forward and the weight comes into your hands. And as the weight comes into your hands, it's important to drop the chin back to the chest and let the back of the neck relax. When you do that, you're going to feel a delightful stretch in the low back. And once again, staying here for 2 to 5 breaths, allowing time for that low back to stretch out. Now, to come out of this pose, you want to keep the head down. You want to keep the chin to the chest until I say so. Bring one elbow up onto the leg, then the other. Keep the head down, just like the beginning of the pose. Walk the hands back along the legs until you lean back against the back of the chair. Keep the head down. And then take the hands behind the back, clasp the fingers behind the head, and then gently lift the head last, leaning back into those hands. So there's our first 2 directions of the spine. Notice how you feel. Sit up and sit towards the front of the chair. Legs parallel, knees hip-width distance apart. Bring that left hand down to the leg of the chair or the side of the chair and simply drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. So creating a little spinal flexion in the neck, lateral flexion. Now start to slide that left hand down towards the floor. See if you can grab the leg of the chair so you're holding your body weight by holding the leg of the chair. Feeling that flexion. Chin is away from the chest, shoulders are back, and then if you'd like more extension here, lift that right arm up. Reach up. Keep holding the chair and then bring that right hand over if that feels right for your body today. This takes a lot of core strength, so you might find this too much in the beginning. But again, if you persist with it, that core strength will grow. Then inhale, lift that hand back. Slowly sit up and bring the head up last. We're going to do the same on the other side. Allow that hand to come down. Find the leg of the chair for support. Drop the ear down towards the shoulder. You can drop a little lower if you like, keeping the chin away from the chest. And for more intensity, of course, you can lift that arm up and over. Big stretch in the rib cage here. And breathe. Inhale, lifting the hand up, come up, and take a moment to recover from those side bends. The next 2 directions of the spine you'll probably remember are twists. So take that right hand and bring it onto the left leg. Bring the left hand around behind you and hold onto the chair. Sit with good posture here, ribs lifted, shoulders back and down, chin away from the chest. Now holding the twist, as you breathe, you're going to turn the head from side to side. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, turn the head to the right. So continue moving the neck and the head with the breath, inhaling neutral each time and exhaling as you come into the twist. Eyes can be closed or open. Inhale, head to neutral. Exhaling, unwind. Notice how you feel after that twist on one side. So the last direction of the spine, the sixth direction, is that final twist, this time to the right. Bring that right hand behind you to grab the chair. Left hand grabs the leg. Come into good posture, ribs lifted, shoulders back, chin away from the chest. And then exhaling, turning the head with the breath. Inhaling neutral, exhaling as you turn. The next time you come to neutral, pause, closing the eyes, and just notice how you feel after the 6 directions of the spine. Now we're going to work a little bit on the balance poses coming off the chair using core strength. So once again, having the knees hip width distance apart, feet hip width distance apart, grab the edge of the chair, rock forward and backwards. Rock forwards on the exhale. Inhale as you come back. Feeling the weight transfer from the sit bones to the feet. Now we did this on the last video, so you're aware that our intention is to lift the sit bones off the chair. Next time you come forward, take the weight into the feet, legs engage, squeeze the buttocks, keep leaning forward, and then lift those hips off the chair, and then slowly stand up. Reach the arms above the head. This is called Mountain Pose Tadasana. Now working on that balance, drop that right hand down to the leg, left hand reaches up, drop the right ear towards that right shoulder and lean into that right side. Push that left hip out away from you, just like we did on the chair. So here we are throwing the body out of balance, using our feet to keep us nice and stable. Drop the left hand, drop the left ear, reach the right hand up, and bend to that left side, extend that right hip out, just like we did on the chair. Come up. Let's do one nice seated pose here. Soften the knees, push the hips back. You know the chair's behind you, so reach back, touch the chair, slowly coming down. 3, 2, without plopping, and 1. Feeling that movement of the chair, keeping the body nice and symmetrical the whole time we stand and sit. All right, so coming forward, once again, this time bring the hands out in front of you as if somebody's trying to help you up, but don't thrust yourself. Just allow yourself to keep leaning forward until you feel the legs engage, you'll feel the glutes engage, you'll feel the quadriceps engage, you'll feel the feet and the hips just keep coming forward, forward, forward till the sit bones are off, and then slowly stand up. So that's a big effort. A lot of big muscle groups working to stand you up there. But it's good core work, something that will help stabilize you in your balance poses. And then drop the hands out to the side. Notice what it's like to feel shoulders back and down, and breathe. So a few balancing poses here. Let's walk around to the chair. Standing beside the chair here. So I'm on the left side of the chair. I'm not mirroring you, so if you'd like to stand on the left side of the chair, the cues will make sense to you. Take the weight into that standing right leg. Make it strong. Hold the chair for balance. Lift that left knee up and down. Up. This time rotate it outwards and then back and down. Up, outwards, and down. Try it with the arm raised. Up, outwards, and down. All right. Now lifting that left knee once again, just bring your fingertips onto the chair, feeling your balance, feeling that standing leg get stronger. Exhale, release. Let's come to the other side. So strengthening these core muscles, so important. Lifting that right knee up, left leg strong, holding the chair for stability, up and down. Up and down. The next time you bring up, hold and open out to the side and back. So even though you're using the hand for balance, you're still getting that idea that one leg, that one standing foot is taking up and working, getting used to the idea of the shift of weight. The next time you bring that right knee up, you can lift the right hand and feel that balanced pose. Again, fingertip control on the chair. As you get more confident over time, you can take that hand off and back on as a way to keep you stable. Exhale, release the foot, release the hand. Now we're going to come down onto the mat for a little bit, and I want to show you a couple of techniques for getting off the floor and onto the floor, and see if they work for you. If they don't work for you, please let Duncan know, and he'll let me know, or write to me directly, and I'll be able to either break it down further or omit that from the tape altogether and maybe give you some alternative movements. So coming down onto the floor, you can use the chair as a support. So I'm going to bring the chair off the mat because I'm using the mat. So the chair is off the mat. Bringing my left hand down onto the chair, right hand down onto the floor. I use my arms to support me. Then I come down onto my knees. And then both hands on the floor. I can crawl around here on the floor. And then coming onto the sit bones. Now at this point I want to have a strap and a towel. So one of the major reasons for loss of balance is the difference between the muscles each side of the joint. So we're always looking to strengthen the weaker muscles and lengthen the overactive muscles, the tight muscles. So because of the knee joint, we have some very tight muscles called the calf muscle and the hamstring muscle. So what we'll do is some exercises to lengthen those muscles to give that joint a little bit more mobility. So you'll need the strap. The towel is for my head. I want my head, when I lay down, I want my head to be a neutral head tilt. Neutral head tilt means that my chin to my ear is parallel to the ground. If, for instance, the chin was pointing up to the ceiling, that's going to create too much intensity on the back of my neck. So I want to bring a towel to support the back of the head. Conversely, I don't want so much support that my chin is down against my chest. So I don't want that. Let me take my glasses off. When you've found neutral head tilt, extend the legs out, extend the arms, and just feel that stretch. Feel the breath. Feel what it's like to lie on the ground. And once again, if these ground exercises aren't suitable for you, let Duncan and myself know. I'll see if I can replace them with something. Bring the hands back, bend the knees, and grab your strap. Grab the strap and bring your foot into the strap, holding the ends of the strap. I like to wrap my hands around the strap to secure it. Now you could use a bathrobe belt, or you could use a number of things for a strap. You could even use a leather strap. Now notice my leg position. I'm endeavoring to get that knee straight, and I want the toes back. That's the toes pointed. This isn't really going to help my calf muscle stretch, so I bring those toes back, pulling down the strap against the arch of the foot, knee straight. Now some people need their knee down a little lower to the ground to straighten that knee. So find the position where you can bring the leg back so it's deliciously uncomfortable, toes back towards the shin, knee straight, and just hold it there for a moment. If you hold a static stretch for about 30 seconds, even once a day, it's going to make a difference to the flexibility of those muscles. While you're holding that foot back, could you try and extend the left leg out and let it rest on the ground? Notice how that feels. And again, working in the pain-free range of motion, don't do anything that doesn't feel right for your body today. And breathe. And then start to play with that leg position. You might lower it a little bit towards the ground and then bring it back up. Noticing the range of motion of that leg inside the hip joint. Back and forth. Now the next time you bring that foot back, relax the strap around both hands and just let the right hand only wrap around the strap and hold that foot just with one hand. The other hand, the left hand, is free to rest on the ground beside your shoulder. Bend the left knee and pick the left knee up and grab hold of the left knee with the left hand. Squeeze it towards you so you feel the low back release. Now, if you like, you could stay here for 30 seconds. To me, this is a delicious release in the low back. Slowly straddle the knees apart into a big wide V. So my left hand pulls the left knee out, away from the body, and the strap pulls my right foot out to the side. So I come into a check mark. Keep that right leg as straight as you can, feeling the stretch in the back of that leg. Also getting a nice, delicious stretch in the adductors, those very tight muscles between the inside of the thighs, between the knee and the hip. And I'll bring this all back to balance. When we do balance poses, we need these muscles that are tight to be stretched open so that our knee and ankle joint and hip joint all align. Now slowly bring the foot and the knee back. Release the knee. Release that foot. You can take it out of the strap and slowly lower that foot to the ground, and then resting both legs, just lying very still and relaxed. And see if you can feel any difference between the right and left leg. Notice any changes or contrast between the right and left hip. Allowing yourself to recover and breathe. One thing you may notice too as we go through this session is that the left and right sides could feel quite different. Bending both knees, this time bringing the left foot up and putting the strap over that left arch. sliding the hands down the strap. I like to wrap my knuckles around the strap and then gently pulling that leg back, straightening the knee, toes back towards the shin. And for 2 or 3 movements, allow that foot to slowly descend away from the head, straightening the foot, straightening the leg, and then gently pull it back until I find that delicious discomfort where it feels both good and, ooh, I'm feeling a stretch here. And just take a moment to play with the leg up and down, feeling that range of motion of the leg inside the hip. Knowing all of this helps our balance. And once again, 30 seconds sustaining that stretch once a day can make a big difference to your flexibility. It's a great opportunity when you hold a stretch also to come back to the breathing. Notice your breathing and see if you can breathe a little more deeply, a little more slowly, staying aware of the breath. Stretch out the right leg, see how that feels. Sometimes that's going to add a little more sensation. And you can always bend that right knee if it feels too much. Now we're going to do a transfer again. Both ends of the strap are going to go into the left hand this time. I'm going to wrap that left hand around the strap. My right hand can come out to the side. So you'll see a whole different side this time. Bend the right knee. Pick the right knee up. Grab that right knee with the hand and pull it back towards the shoulder. The more I squeeze the right knee, often that left foot can come back a little further, and I often feel this as a release in the low back. Toes back towards the shin, and then slowly straddle the knees apart into a big wide V. Stretching out those very tight adductor muscles. Exhale, release as you bring the knees back. Let the right foot float back to the earth. Take the strap off that left leg. Float the foot down. Now bring the feet out a little wider on the mat. Keep the knees bent, hands to the side, and rock the knees from side to side. Noticing how the lumbar spine feels after all that stretching. The next time the knees fall to the left, leave them there if that feels comfortable for your body. Inhale the knees to neutral, and now let the knees come to the right side and just hold them there. So we often get very tight around the pelvis. These rotational muscles, also when they're lengthened, not too rigid, they can also help with our balance. So we want our hip muscles and our spinal muscles to be both flexible and stable, strong and elastic. Now, bring the knees to neutral. The next stage is to work on getting from the floor back up to standing. So I like to break this down into very deliberate steps. And if at any time you need assistance getting from the floor to the chair, it would be great that you had that assistance available. However, over time, if you stay with this and everything is in the pain-free range of motion, you may find this is a very powerful way to get from the floor to standing. Firstly, bend the knees and rock the knees from side to side. Hold the knees and the feet off the floor. Now take the right hand and bring it under the head. Keeping the knees bent, feet off the floor. Roll onto the right side like you've rolled over into bed. Now notice what I've done. I'm rolled completely onto my right side. My head is cradled by my bicep and arm, like a cushion. My knees are tucked up, so my legs are bent. My top hand is available really to do anything, right? I could work some shoulder movements now if I wanted to. But for the sake of this video, I really want to see how do we get from here to the next level. Take that top hand, that left hand, and bring it down onto the floor right next to the chest. So this is going to be our stabilizing arm. So it's not too far away. It's not up here. It's right next to the chest. Fingers are spread comfortably wide. The next part of this is to keep the bottom knee bent, but straighten the top leg straight out away from me. So it's almost like it's a seesaw, and my hips are the pivot point of the seesaw. Now the next part is the most counterintuitive, and this is where a lot of people need a little more direction. From here, roll forwards as if you're trying to roll onto your belly, and instead of rolling all the way onto your face, push down with that left hand and slowly push into the floor, straightening that left arm, and bring the right hand underneath you. All right? So I'm going to demonstrate that again. I'm not sure how you did that. So let me go through the steps. Curl up, extend the top leg, left hand down onto the floor, roll forwards. As I roll forwards, I push into the floor and bring both hands underneath me and then sit onto my sit bones. And then I can move my sit bones wherever I like, but I'm on my sit bones. So I've come from lying to sitting, using no pressure on and no unnecessary force on my low back. So I've used my body weight symmetrically about the hips to sit up. How are we feeling? From here, we move to the next level, and I'm going to keep the chair handy. I'm not sure if you use the chair or not, but bending the knees, roll onto one thigh and come back onto the hands and knees. So we're on the hands and knees. My chair is handy, so I can have my chair in front of me if I need it. I'm going to do it with and without the chair. So firstly with the chair, I bring my right hand onto the chair and I bring my left foot forward, so I'm very stable here. Right knee's on the ground, left foot, left elbow's leaning against my thigh, and my right hand is on the chair. I bring the head forward and down, curl the toes of the back foot, and simply bring that back foot forward, take my hand off the chair onto my leg, and slowly walk my hands up. Ta-da! Let me do that same movement. I'll use the opposite side of the body so you can see it without the chair. So hands and knees, all fours. I like to think of taking the dominant leg forward. So and this means I'm going to have to come onto my fingertips to bring that dominant foot forward. In this case, I'm using my right foot as the dominant foot. So my left knee and right foot are stable. I'm leaning my right elbow into that left thigh. And then I'm going to come onto my fingertips and bring that back foot forward, and I'm going to stay bent. So both knees are bent. Now I'm resting my elbows onto both thighs. So I'm very stable. You can see my knees are bent. It's almost like I'm looking on the floor for a little diamond that I lost. Bring the hands to the thighs and slowly walk the hands up, coming up one vertebra at a time. Ta-da! So with the chair, without the chair. And the thing about this is I'm going slowly and deliberately, stage by stage, because our balance, the whole time I'm doing that, I'm balancing. So let me just show you one more time where the balance comes from. Right here, nice and stable, no problem. But as soon as I bring my hand up here and take that foot, that's a balanced pose there, because all my core is engaging to hold me stable. Pushing down through the chair, leaning into that hand, coming forward, curl the toes of the back foot, lift that, look, there's another balance pose, boom. Lean my elbows against the thighs, walk my way up, nice and stable. And then once again, coming back to the chair, we're going to do that squat. Make sure you're standing in front of the chair. You know where the chair is. Feet hip width distance apart. Bend the knees. Push the hips back. Come into a low squat. You can always touch the chair if you like for reassurance. Avoid the temptation to twist. Slowly descend using those strong leg muscles, strong core muscles without plopping to sit on the chair. Resting the hands on the legs, palms face upwards. Close your eyes for a moment and simply notice the breath. Breathing in and out of the nose. Noticing how your body feels at this stage of your practice. Breathing in and out of the nose. Now as you exhale, gently draw the navel back towards the spine. Squeeze the navel towards the spine. Squeeze the buttocks. Relax the belly to inhale. Relax the buttocks to inhale. Exhale, squeeze the navel back towards the spine. Squeeze the buttocks. Relax the belly and buttocks to inhale. Feel the belly expand. Continue to breathe this way, squeezing empty. Relaxing the belly and the buttocks to inhale. And start to slow your breathing down. Breathe a little more slowly. Keep squeezing empty, relaxing the belly, inhale. So breathe with a little more ease. Squeeze empty. Relax the belly, inhale. Squeeze empty. And then let each new breath get a little bit deeper. And noticing the way we deepen the breath is by taking our time, breathing in gently, breathing in through the nose, feel the belly expand. Keep breathing in until you feel the ribs expand. Exhale, release. It's almost like that experience of blowing up a balloon. The first blow allows the balloon to start expanding, and then it catches. And you have to keep blowing a little bit more, and then the second expansion of the balloon occurs. So feel that first expansion, belly expands. Keep breathing in until you feel that second expansion, the ribs and the rib cage expand. Exhale, release, squeeze empty. Inhale, relax, breathe in belly, breathe in ribs. And maybe you even feel the collarbones lift and widen. Exhale, release, squeeze empty. So breathing is also another very integral part to our balance. It might sound funny, but if you think about it, often our balance is affected by our mind. When the mind is busy, when the mind is worried, we're not paying attention to our balance. So when you slow the breathing down, when you pay attention to the breathing, the mind becomes more focused. And it's that focused attention of the mind that we bring to our balance. Staying connected to the breath. And you can ask Duncan about this, but almost in every class he's had with me, I'll always refer to the breathing as an integral part of our yoga practice. And then take a moment to bring the palms down, sit towards the edge of the chair, notice how you feel, and just a little gentle stir of the spine around the pelvic bowl before you finish off your class. Just feel the hips, the knees, the ankles, the neck, the shoulders, and the head. Do a little bit of joint motion here as you bring the hands out into big wings. Bend the elbows and touch the shoulders. Open. Hands to the chest. Open. Hands to the shoulders. Open. Then give yourself a big hug, and feel that stretch in the shoulders. Pull the shoulders down. Notice which elbow is on top. Then open up the arms and give yourself another hug, opposite shoulder on top, opposite elbow on top. Twice more each side. Use the breath to open the arms, inhale, exhale, hug. Alternating elbows each side. 2 more. Roll the shoulders back and down, turn the head to the left. Inhale, neutral, turn the head to the right. Inhale, neutral once more, left, and then right. Bring the head to neutral, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, lifting the chin up, down, and up. Bring the head to neutral, float the hands high into the sky, big breath, and then exhale And we are done, Laura. So this is a big session. I guess we're about 50 odd minutes into this session. Notice how you feel. When you come off the chair, come off consciously. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And please, by all means, feel free to contact me if you have any questions, or contact Duncan. Thank you so much. Enjoy this video and keep your practice strong. It will take good care of you. Namaste.